Okay, are we all set? I think we're all set. Yep, looks like we're all good. Okay, we're moving on though. Howdy, Xavier. Good to see you in the chat. Alrighty, let me make sure I'm in here. Oh, not in here. There we go. Now I'm in there. That's what she said. Huh. Alright. Let's just get this real quick. Anything where, like... There we go. There we go. Wait, what's wrong with our background music? It's not, oh, what? What happened to my background music? What? Huh? There we go. There we go. I don't know why I decided to be quiet, though. YouTube, stop being weird. Looks like you did the announcement at the exact same time as your announcement yesterday. Oh, really? That's interesting. I guess I'm consistent like that. Oh, cool. There's a spear there. Moving on. God, I just realized there are a lot of spears and stuff here. Holy crap. Oh, okay, moving on. Oh my god, chat. It's... What is this? Normal speed? Like, how am I supposed to live with myself if I have to do this all at normal? Alright. Ow! There we go. Da, 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 da. I swear I love this song so much. It's ridiculous. Why is it so good? Anyway, okay, so Xavier, you sent me some good pics, so let's see if I can reproduce what you found. We've always had the stray red leaves, though I don't think we've ever seen them quite like this before, which stands out to me as significant. I may be wrong, but I don't recall these golden leaf piles having red leaves like every now and then normally. Again, could be completely off base there. But that does stand out to me, and I noticed that yesterday, but I kind of brushed it off thinking, well, okay, we have a lot of vines with multicolor stuff in wider altus and the minor erdries and stuff, so that by itself isn't that weird. Now, I'm not sure if I'm noticing anything different about the grass here. Got some little green grass here in the corner, lucky that. At least I think it's supposed to be green grass. Yeah, I think it's just the really, really, really low poly green grass. Noticeably in the areas where the shadows are most common. Now this, though, definitely has more of a reddish tinge to it. Kind of brown. Hey, Pedro. I miss playing this game. Well, don't worry. You can live vicariously playing this game through me, since I seem to have to come back to it so often. One of these days, I'm literally going to be able to create a collage to replay my entire, replay the entire game. It'll just be like, look, I'll just stitch together all these pictures. It's just me playing the game. You guys won't be able to tell the difference. I'll have a shot of every single angle. Every single little piece. Yeah, so there's definitely a noticeable contrast here. Let's see if we can find this outside this specific area, or if it's really unique to here. But you can definitely see some more reddishness added to the yellow. The grass is the normal altus shades of yellowish green, yellow, and yellowish orange, yeah. Yeah, the grass looks itself looks very ordinary to me. But it's the other grasses that are a bit weird. Like this stuff we have here. Is this a fern? I can't recall the terminology. Yeah, I also noticed this. I don't recall seeing green leaves with reddish tinges like this before. But it's also on these vines, which we've said before, do have a potential to be more reddish than normal. These are all normal grasses. Okay, nothing abnormal here. This might be a good way to highlight it, so we'll do this. Yeah, I think this is fair. It should be at the other Divine Bridge as well. We're going for the Pagan District elevator, I think. Yeah, okay, we'll look at that too. My only concern with that is that the lighting is going to be awful, and we won't be able to get a good look at it, if you know what I mean. It's just going to be one of those things where it's like, I prefer this daytime lighting, which we can control at the angle. And are you kidding me? I haven't been here. I haven't actually used this lift yet. I can't... I've been to the manor and I've never used the lift. Oh, that's gold. Oh, I see exactly why. Okay, do I need this door closed for anything? Maybe a shot like here or something like this, right? There we go. I'm trying to get, like, all the shots I can possibly think of with this door closed before I waste this character doing it. There we go. There we go. There we are. Got our favorite little... Wait. There we go. I was like, why aren't you loading? In case I ever need this. This is for the Liurnia comparison. I can always highlight how we see the same thing that we see at the Fortified Manor here. Alright, I've taken shots. I think they're enough. Shouldn't there be some of this different grass in the isolated Divine Tower? Just an idea. Possibly. That might be a worthwhile place to check. Again, my concern is the lighting. That won't be obvious. That's always the trouble with lighting, is that lighting can make something look radically different than what it's actually supposed to look like. And it can be difficult to identify at a glance as a result. It's one of those things where I like it when we can take something out of the context of the game and just look at it in a model view or something. Because then that gives a better idea of, like, okay, a neutral lighting that is divorced from whatever the game is showing you, right? Because, like, lighting can make, say, this stuff look more orange or more pale, depending on, you know, the circumstances going on with the skybox and the lighting. Okay, I don't see any of this grass stuff that we see above. It looks like all the typical stuff. The only thing that's abnormal here are the trees, right? It uses the red trees, which, again, supports the use of the red here. Because remember, this is all with the argument that this Divine Bridge leads all the way back to Far Missoula over here. And that this tower was also part of that, like, network. It might have been similar to, how we have the Divine Bridges and stuff here. There may have been a similar thing here where there were, like, two, like, you know, entrance towers that you could take lifts up to get to these things. But anyway, the point is you have Far Missoula here, and then you'd have this giant bridge that would basically have taken you all the way around. And having the red foliage continue here makes sense, because you have the garden here, which I've talked about before, possibly serving as kind of like a lion cage, with the way they handle the windows and stuff here. That this courtyard sort of was like a place where Sarash or the other lions could, like, kind of, like, rest and relax. And then it would also be a good place to be a guardian for the way back to Far Missoula. Bro, why a Virgin Lindell? What? Totally forgot about her. The virgins, quote-unquote, appear anywhere. The Iron Maidens are just sort of a thing in this game. They're kind of like the Black Knights. They can feasibly appear anywhere, because they are just wandering around collecting stuff for Rykard. So you could, theoretically, find them in any such place. Now, how do they get to those places exactly? As being, like, what? Like, snakes piloting a giant, like, you know, simplified mecha suit, essentially? Like, I don't know. But that's the concept. Let's check around the arena. It's hard when I'm not looking at it side by side if these, vines are abnormal or not. Like, it's really hard for me to tell if these look more reddish or not, so I'm going to take shots right now and compare them to my screenshots that I have. This stuff, it's also slightly harder to tell, because, you know, the shades of yellow aren't the exact same as, say, like, these bushes or something. But it does look more yellow and not as reddish to me. Like, it definitely feels like they, the different colors when they're darker, it's not because there's more red being added, but just because it's generally more faded and subdued. If that makes sense. But again, I would want to see a side-by-side with these. They look brown to me. Yeah, that's what I would think. They look brown to me here. But I'd have to, again, see the vines side-by-side with the screenshots we just took earlier, so. Alright, nothing. Alright, so this doesn't look like it's a proximity thing. And we've checked all the foliage up at the church leading to the Erd Tree, and that's all the true gold stuff. Nope. Nope, so they're not even trying to pretend like this is some natural potential, setup. This looks to be totally manufactured. What a shocker. Now, call me crazy, chat. I could have swore I took shots of the Erd Tree avatar that spawns in here. I could have swore, like, we specifically did something here with that. But I can't find it now. Oh. So I feel like I'm going crazy. So I'm gonna just try to get the shots this time. And if I find the original shots I took later, wonderful. Maybe it was a case of I was trying to take them, but I couldn't get a good shot of them. What do you think, chat? I think that's a good look. There we go. There we go. Hey, I am. I was wondering why I did get a YouTube notification. It's a private stream. Oh, is it private? Is that a thing I did? Sorry, guys. I tried to make these things public beforehand, but yeah, you're right. It's unlisted. My bad, chat. I'm so sorry. That was my bad. I didn't even put in the game type it is. Sorry, Loki's being a big dummy. Alright, that's fixed. Alright, so now you guys can check it out even if you're, you know, you're not checking the links in the Discord and stuff. Sorry. I'm so sorry. I'll never beat the lizard allegations. You brought that on yourself. Don't you dare. Don't you dare Try to pretend you did it. I hate this shot. I hate it with a fiery passion. Honestly, don't like this shot much more. Ooh la la! Look at that, chat. I'm seeing underneath its root branch skirt thing. I'd like if the Erd leaf particles are visible. Yeah, we have the golden leaves. We have them. Yeah. Is the tree spirit still alive in this playthrough? I actually don't remember. I'm gonna try to get a shot of that. Because currently I'm using the one we took for the Kaled one, but that's technically the rotted version. Yeah, he's alive. Okay. I could put this in Erdtree's beginning, too. So I could always do that, too, if I want to keep the War Dead Catacombs version. What we need to do, then, is put this in lighting. Alright. We're in the middle of nighttime lighting, though, so let's make sure that's not affecting anything. You finished the prologue for Cold Steel 3, you're enjoying it a lot? Good, I'm glad you're enjoying it so far. You get to see a lot of familiar faces you love. Do you have any shots of the tree spirit outside the minor Erdtree church? I don't think so. We should, you know what? Now that you mentioned Xavier, I should get that while I'm here. Why not? Oh. Alright, now chat. We now slow things down to 0.38. There we go. I don't really like this shot, but just for the sake of having options. There we go. Rena's the most glow I've seen for a character. It's just 1 year time skip. He just looks like he's taller. But yeah, I will admit, in like 2 years, he does go through like major puberty. Oh, the roots by your feet here seem like a good comparison. Do they? Do you mean the ones here, Xavier? We'll get the lighting back and we'll check those out in a sec then. I'll be honest, I think I like the one in the tomb better. I think these are too shiny. So it leaves a lot of, like, unnecessarily, like, white glowing leaves. But let's check it out. Let's see if we can get some, maybe it's just a weird thing with the lighting. Right? Yeah, here, good. Can you get a look at inside their mouth to show it all fleshy? Maybe? You know what? We really can't get a good look at these things. Yeah, you know, I think the one shot we got is good enough. Like I said, I'll use this for Erdtree's beginning, worst case scenario, because I do mention them here. Enemy has the funniest hitbox. I actually really like the hitbox for the most part. It's very clean. There's a few times where it gets weird, like it brushes against you and it doesn't hurt you at all. Like you'll just like slide off it. That's a little weird, but like for the most part, it feels very fair. Here we go, inside their mouth. Alright, so it's not like blood, it's like fleshy, you know, pus blood. Right? That makes sense, though, because it's got the tree bits, you know, the arboreal bits, but then it's got all the little, like, you know, infected, ulcerated stuff, right? Right. I have to fix this. Let's do this. Alright, let's see, where do we go from here? Yeah, this is fair. This is very clearly, obviously, brown, and we can, you know, contrast that to the other roots we see. Okay, there we go. Yeah, nothing else here that I really care about showing. Alright, so, we got that. Okay, let's look at the, pagan district. The pagan quarter. Have I actually gone here? Yes, I have. I've opened the doors. Now, we don't have to worry about it up here, right? I didn't realize there were these little crevices here. That's funny. Yeah, everything's still pretty standard here. Let's go a little farther now. Yeah, no one cares about you. We get the red trees, of course, but those are along the entire wall here. So that's nothing too unusual. Grasses also don't look out of place. You think we'll get more Mulaney in the DLC? Maybe. I think it's possible, but again, I feel like most of the focus is going to be on Mikola. I don't think we're going to get as much focus on the other demigods. We'll get, like, maybe some one-off items or something referencing their factions or whatever, but that'll be it. I'm not expecting too much big lore reveals, because they're already covered in the main game. This is a game about Mesmer, Mikola, America's past, you know, the origin of the Erdtree, that type of stuff. It's trying to ask questions that, in fairness, don't get the most elaboration and have the most to tell us about the larger cosmology and world. So, I think it's fair. We do see the same, red leaf things, at least. Yeah, you know what? I can see similar, these grasses do look somewhat similar. Interesting. So we have 2 sections. So one we have a path leading back to Farm Azula. Another we have a path leading to the mountaintops of the Giants and the Soul Colony. Is there anything else that could be significant about going up from here? I guess if you want to argue there's another path to Farm Azula from the mountaintops at once upon a time. I don't think so, though. Not in present day. No more Deathroot, though, please. Godwyn, yes, but not Deathroot. Yeah, like, if we get more stuff on Godwyn, I want it to be on Godwyn as he was when he's alive, not as the Deathroot stuff. I think there's just so much lore for Deathroot as is. We don't need more. Like, we already have, like, I think we have more than enough pieces to put together everything regarding Godwyn and Deathroot. The biggest issue is, like, related topics like, say, Melina, Glowmite Queen, and stuff. And even then, I'd be willing to say we might have most everything. We may just get a few extra puzzle pieces about Melina, even if indirectly via the DLC. Like, we're gonna learn more stuff about the spirit world and spirits and Marika's past and all this, and it might tie into Glowmite Queen lore. But yeah, I think for the most part, the game's gonna be focusing on more stuff related to, like, what I covered in Erdtree's beginning, Altus Unification War, maybe something on Giant War. Oh, right, I forgot. Right, forgot. Okay. Wait. Okay, you're always glowing. No one cares about you. Then you're doing your thing. Okay. The DLC will be a teaser for Kingsfield 5, I tell you. Yeah, keep telling yourself that, I am. Alright, am I forgetting anything, chat? I got the... Okay, yeah, let's just look at the capital outskirts then. I can't think of anything else I'm possibly forgetting, so... Oh, no, not you. By the way, this elevator lever has a flag on it. Wait, it has a flag on it? Oh my gosh. As soon as I teleport, I read that. We're gonna have to check that out then when I go back. I didn't notice the flag. Alright, let's look at this guy. Alright, we turn this down. Oh my god. Yeah, okay. Alright, we lock that. The noise is a bit obnoxious, I will admit. Yeah, okay, I'm not... Yeah, no. Okay. I think those are the best shots I'm going to get from that, chat. Poor guy. Loki, I'm wearing headphones. Please have mercy upon me. Sorry, I am. Sometimes a Loki's gotta do what a Loki's gotta do. If they made AC6, I'm sure they'll make Kingsfield 5, no doubts. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, FromSoft has a lot of IPs under their belt. Doesn't necessarily mean they're gonna go back to them at any point. Armored Core is kind of special for them. Like it's been their bread and butter for a long time until Miyazaki. So you trying to destroy my chances of getting a new Kingsfield every time? Listen, I'm just being realistic here. Yeah, you can tell the very stark difference. Oh, it needs to aggro you to instantly enter its second phase, I guess? I guess it needs to have an enemy to make it want to go boom. This guy comes flying in. Nothing special over there besides the tree is dead. Yeah, so I remember we have dead tree, destroyed tree, destroyed tree. All the other trees are alive. It's just these two that are like stumps, right? Oh, no. There's also the one on Gelmir. How could I forget? The Gelmir tree's also in a very bad spot. What part being realistic about breaking a lizard's dreams? Listen, lizards aren't allowed to have dreams. They can only have nightmares, for they deserve to suffer. Alright, let's go from here back. Actually, yeah, we'll go back here. Alright, I'm gonna look at that lever one more time, Xavier. Alright, so I got those shots that I wanted. Crucible's End. Gosh, that's gonna be such a good analysis when it's done, but man, it's taking forever. I don't know if I'm gonna include the crystal tiers or not, by the way. I'm still like weighing my options on whether or not I want to include mention of those. Where's this flag you talk about, Xavier? I don't see it. Is it this one? Oh, I see it now. That's cool. There we go. There we go. There we go. Again, sort of reinforcing that point I made. So yeah, 100%. This is a pagan corridor connecting to the Banished Knight culture specifically. I can now say that with absolute certainty between these graves and that banner that Xavier pointed out. Like, there's just no questioning it at this point. It's not just a throwaway. Like, this shit is intentional. Does the other elevator have that flag? That's a good question. Let's check. I didn't use the lift yet, right? So we can't just check that way. But let's check this one. If it also has the flag, then there's like, yeah, there's no arguing it. That's such a good catch, Xavier. Awesome job. It's such a small detail that easy to overlook because all these lift levers can be so boring all the time. Oh my god, it does. It has the exact... Oh my... Xavier, this is very important. So really, if you compare everything in version 1.0 to the current version, yeah, there's been videos about that coming out for a while. I think the guy just did a compilation video recently. It's very cool. I really appreciate his work there. Ah-ha-ha! I win, chat. I win. If you don't like the result, chat, you just cheat. More important than God Soldier of Rick? Yes, very more important than Rick. There we go. There we go. There we go. I think the elevator in the car in Study Hall is a similar looking elevator, but I don't know about the lever. Well, we have to check there now, too. Because you know what? That adds to the point that the Banished Knights originally created that, too. Like, the Farm Colonist footprint is getting bigger and bigger. And if it stays consistent even in this case, like, there's really no denying it then. I think my theory is pretty solid at this point. The question is going to be how many of the smaller details might get added or changed with the update to the with the update in the DLC. So you have normal stuff here. Is this the only major lift? I can't remember if the church has one or not. Let's check. Now we have the lion stuff, right? That's consistent with the Banished Knight stuff. Oh, the elevator that goes up. Oh, you're talking about the Karian Study Hall, not the Karian Manor. Okay, let's check that one then. That one, I don't remember if it had a proper lever, though. So that one might be a little tougher to confirm. Wait, even Karian Manor is made by Banished Knights? Oh, Lord. Yeah, they're the enemies that Renala was facing that let her become a quote-unquote hero, right? Because a hero needs a villain, right? That's how heroes are made. There needs to be something with which to prove her heroic feats against. She can't just be a hero in a vacuum. Because again, when we're talking about heroes, where I know some people can think of, well, you could be a hero and, like, I don't know, you're like a hero to, like, medicine or whatever because you found the cure for cancer, right? Well, we're talking about heroes in the context of FromSoft games. Miyazaki is drawing on very specific images of powerful, brave warriors. You have to keep in mind that one of the Japanese terms for hero, yusha, literally means like brave man or brave person, right? So when Miyazaki is drawing upon images of heroes in his scripts, he's always basing it on that typical RPG hero who's a very powerful person who goes out with courage and stuff, and that plays into the themes of his games where you conquer adversity by being brave in the face of dire, deadly threats, defeating them anyway through pure perseverance, and then getting stronger because of it, right? Like, it plays very much like that. It's core to the psychology of his games, right? And we can see that here in the case of Renola and the manor she ultimately takes over and renovates. I forgot how you get to this place. I think you have to have it upside down, right? In that case, let's go to my other character. By hero, you mean champion? I think this rune says Renala's a champion, like Radic. Yeah, okay. The localization takes hero and typically translates it to champion, but we're still talking about the term of a hero, right? It doesn't mean champion like, oh, he's the mega champion in the boxing arena or something like that. No, right? Like, we're talking about actual, like, classical, Greek mythological hero type characters. That type of idea, right? We want to use this character, I'm pretty sure. Yes, that's something to always keep in mind. Whenever you see Miyazaki or Miyazaki games with the localization saying champion, 9 times out of 10 they're actually referring to a hero. Like, the one exception I can think of is like the Dark Souls 3 Ariandel DLC, Champion's Grave Tender and all that. That champion is referring to something more like your traditional, like, champion of the arena type deal, right? But otherwise, like Gundyr and stuff, or like the Ashen ones, or like the Lords of Cinder and stuff like that. Those, when they use champion for that, they're referring to heroes. And it all goes back to, again, that basic psychology of tropes Miyazaki's drawing upon on your typical mythological hero narrative. Yeah, so I don't think we're gonna find any at Raya Lucaria, so let's just focus on Karian Study Hall. Yeah, you recall it being similar. Yeah, that makes sense. Is it already flipped here? Nope. I think that answered my question, chat. Wouldn't it be a Loki stream, right? Oh god, I forget how you get around here. I guess this works? Yeah, sure. Mate is having a real bad day. That wouldn't be a Loki stream, exactly. Ah! Yeah, it wouldn't be a Loki stream. Certified Loki stream moments are my favorite. No, no! Please! I know I do these streams so you guys don't think of me actually as a smart person, but I don't need you to think I'm a total dumbass either! No! My reputation! You have it better now, buddy, huh? Alright, let's see. Oh boy, this better be worth it. Ah! Miriam is dead, haha, Ripbozo, yeah. Ooh. There we go. There we go here. reminded myself how I explore this place. Oh god. This is what's scary, is I'm afraid to drop off and I just overshoot it by like the slightest millimeter. Oh. Whew. There we go. I can't possibly die now, right, chat? Yeah, I'm safe. Woo! Alright, I'm not seeing anything, I'm not seeing any weird lever shenanigans here, so... There you go. Alright, like, how are you supposed to get up here to do all this stuff normally? If you need to take this lever, this elevator upside down, I just want to point this out. This makes no sense. My immersion. There we go. Also, we open this door upside down, but then we go out normally. My immersion. My immersion. So yeah, there's no lever here. Yeah, it just uses the button. So there's nothing special going on here. I still don't know why we have ruin fragments up here. This still bugs the hell out of me. Like, why do we have ruin fragments up on this bridge? I don't understand it. The only thing I can think of is because maybe the Godskin comes from the Far Missoula group, like the Godskin duo. And he made his way back from Far Missoula to grab the Rune of Death curse mark from Ronnie's corpse, question mark? I don't know. I am confuzzled. Anyway, so that's done. Any other places where this lift might be used that we are not thinking of? I want to check Limgrave. Because the bridge there might have the same thing. His immersion! His immersion! His immersion is ruined! No, there's not even a lift here. I forgot. There's not even a lift. It's all rain. Wait. I saw you, Shadows. Oh, right, because the rain clouds. They just magically pop in when you... Right, okay. So the weather lighting is just trying to keep up with that. Okay. I was like, what the hell is it doing with the lighting? Are you kidding me? It shows it even here? Oh, God. Look at that, Chad! It's all see-through, see? The Erd tree is fake, Chad. Oh, wait, nope, never mind. See, as soon as you get close, it turns normal. It's just that the game's rendering is super weird. So a lot of angles, the far away stuff, it starts fading away. Like it's some sort of like out of bounds thing that's supposed to. I'll be honest, I think the developers just forgot to lock it that the Erd tree is supposed to never actually like fade as an asset. I think they forgot to set its range to like infinite or whatever. This room is the same as the Lingdell lifts, right? Yes, it's the same basic, it's the same basic interior, essentially, right? Like, you can see many of the same architectural stuff. It just has some additional things, right? Like, you can see the lions here. Right? In fact, I'm going to take a shot of that. Shh, Loki, just be amazed at the cool effect. Don't think too hard. You're right. I should stop thinking about FromSoft games. What have I been wasting my many years for? Honestly, Xavier, that's the only right answer. For a second, I thought that was a hawk statue. I was like, oh my god. Like, my brain, like, God, the corner of my eye, I saw the weirdest stuff. I was like, oh, okay. How did I not notice that before? You got all the draconic statues, but then there's the one tree banner right there. Sorry, draconic banners, I should say, and then there's the one tree banner. Yeah. Like, all this is pretty on point, you know, besides the fact that, you know, it doesn't render the top stuff because developers got lazy. Damn, if only we had good lighting, chat. I'd be able to compare the vines here to the ones on Altus. Are there no lines in the Langdells one? I think there are still line imagery in some places, but I'd have to double check. But yeah, like, this is the same, like, basic building assets. The exterior might be slightly different with some of it, but the interior is, like, the same. Let's actually check. Are there any lions in the wooden architecture section? How many years have you been analyzing From Software games? Like, we have to be going on 6 years at this point, right? Like, I started more or less after Ring City's DLC trailer dropped. So around the point that the Ring City DLC came out would be when I really kind of got into the English side of things and got into, like, actually seriously analyzing the game as more than just, like, you know, a casual fan of, oh, cool, whatever I saw or what I knew, that's what I could work with, whatever I saw on forums or stuff, right? Yep, see, same lion stuff. It's just really low texture. Like, they did not put any effort into the textures compared to the one in Limgrave. And you can tell. Like, it just looks really shitty. And the rest of it's all stone. Yeah, okay. Probably because of the darker lighting, they knew that no one would ever look at it good lighting, so they're like, it's fine. Yeah, I showed off the Alliance stuff that we saw up here, right? Like, this is the same asset stuff that we see at, like, Caria Manor and stuff. I don't think it's up here. They should also be shiny gold. Yeah, it's just very clear that they're just using, like, low poly textures. They're not using any good quality stuff, so everything just kind of looks weird when you, like, take a closer look at it compared to the one in Limgrave. It's clear that they put a lot of effort into Stormvale by comparison, right? Which I think makes sense, because I think Stormvale is probably one of, like, the first legacy dungeons they worked on, if I had to guess. Oh no, let's go this way. Ah, I'm feeling tired again, chat. This is what happens when I eat before I stream, and then I just end up, like, you know, digesting slowly while seated down. You know, not getting that blood circulation flowing. Is that a coffin? Oh my god, chat, they basically used the coffin model. I think they retextured it, but, like, it's the same model. This is like one of the Cathedral of the Deep coffins, I think, if I remember. The metal coffins you can find. Oh, gosh. Lion stuff? I was in the other room, I wasn't really looking. You need to remember to stretch and stay hydrated. Oh yeah, I definitely need to stay hydrated, so yeah, thanks for the reminder, chat. Enjoy that crunch of the ice, chat. Alright, let's see. Yeah, I'm not seeing more lion imagery, in, like, the architectural details. I do see some Kingdom of Lothric royalty imagery, though. Again, America and Oseros. They were attached at the hip. I'm telling you, that's the deep lore. Lothric was secretly backing the America's rebellion against the Farum colonies. It was all a setup. So that way Lothric would have less wars to fight and have to hire mercenaries for. For the glory of Lothric. I think America's bedroom has a flower design on her fireplace. Let me check that then. Yeah, there are some flower designs. Might just be typical generic stuff, but, you know, it's still relevant in America. We also see the same image that we see at the temple thing here. Out of curiosity, have you ever thought about the weapons in the center of the round table? Always found them interesting. Yes, these are most likely representative of Godfrey being the axe, and those that became the original 8 or 9, I can't remember the exact number of weapons, that became, the Crucible Knights. This would be like the swearing at the round table, right? They have the table with the Crucible Sigil at the center. They take over this castle from Sorosh and the Farum colonists, right? They conquer it, and they basically all swear that they will, now that America has control over the land of the Erd Tree, that they will protect the Erd Tree with all they have, they will become its greatest defenders, blah blah blah, and they will defeat all of the Erd Tree's enemies, and then that formally begins the unification part of the wars. This is the sequel to DS3 confirmed. The unique flower is hanging upside down at the center. At the center, huh? Oh, you mean this one up here. Yeah, this. Yeah, that, again, it's very consistent. You see a lot of flower and nature imagery here. It could just be generic. You do see that a lot in these churches, but in the context of America's bedroom, it is nonetheless fitting. So it definitely fits if it was intentional. Uh-huh. Alright. I'm trying to think, chat. I think I got all the shots that I need, again, for Crucible's End. Hopefully for real this time. For realsies. These are actually the shots that I need. I don't need any more, hopefully. I'm trying to think. Is there anything I could need for the later sections? America's research and stuff. No, I think we should be fine there. Check the other one. The other one, you mean, in Godfrey's bedroom, right? Okay, sure. I'm trying to think. Is there anything else that I could possibly be missing that I really need to take a look at, for this? Again, in the context of Crucible's End. We have the Omen shots. If I ever want to go back and add them, I can always get new shots if I need more anyway. Yeah, this is plain. This is a plain, fireplace. Nothing special here. Same here. This one's plain as well. Okay, yeah. That does add credence to the idea that America outfitted herself with a very unique, fireplace. There we go. There we go. There we are. Alright, I have a lot of new shots to add to Erdtree's beginning now, between, you know, stuff like, and Altus Unification War, I should be fair and say. Between, like, stuff like this and everything else, like, there's definitely a lot more I can add. Yeah, now that you point this out as America's bedroom, it's so obvious. Yeah, it's one of those things where, like, the moment you see, like, some of the evidence, you're like, okay, yeah, you know, America, she's got a portrait of herself, like, you know, gotta be there, again, bitch she is, you know, portrait of her capital, portrait of herself again, because, again, she's all about, you know, the vanity, portrait of her husbands and her capital again in the corner here. You got the various Erd Tree, you know, banners that are exclusively used in here. You got the flowers here on the nightstand, which we only see in, like, you know, generic hallways and stuff downstairs and things. You know, more of them here. You got the stuff used by the what are they called? The fundamentalist priests with the incense and stuff, the perfumers, that's the term. You got all, again, the various, like, you know, fancy Erd Tree furniture and stuff she uses in here. You got the bed, which, I'll be honest, I've never looked too closely at the bed design. I actually don't know if it's used anywhere else. I actually want to check the one in the church now where, what's her face is. Yeah, perfumers, thank you. And then, yeah, you got the bookshelves with all the books and everything on them. Again, very typical of America, especially after her dive into fundamentalism and stuff. Like, all this makes it very obvious that this is America using this as, like, her palace/vacation home, right? Yeah. Get more of the perfumer things hanging from the top. And these are things where I'm probably gonna talk about the perfumer stuff when we actually get to Radigan's reign and things. And this makes it more obvious then that this opposite wing would be used by Godfrey and all the books and stuff. Again, this could be the product of Gideon Ofnir moving in, but it would make sense in the context of Godfrey, who is a barbarian, who has now recently taken over this castle, and is now expected to become a lord, quote-unquote, with Sirash's help, that with the wise counsel of Sirash, he might now, like, you know, start reading up on everything. Learn how to read a lot, become incredibly literate and learned on all variety of subjects like history, culture, philosophy, etiquette, you know, all that stuff. Like, it's just very obvious once you start, like, you know, looking closely and put it together. You mean an all-orthodox, monotheist, divine, absolutist monarch is vain? No, yeah, right? Like, gosh, when have kings who've ever declared themselves God ever had a bit of a ego? I mean, like, come on, God complex? What's that? But yeah, so, like, it really stands out. Yeah, nothing special we have to show off here. Okay, Fortify Manor, yeah. Let's look at the church? Yeah, here. There should be beds downstairs. Yeah, you know what? You're right, too. We should compare it to that, too, to see if they use a fancy bed model or not. Okay, yeah, this is the same bed model. Yeah, this is the same bed model. There are no fireplaces on the interior of these buildings, right? I'm trying to think. I don't think so. Hosting. Alright, so we do have a little bit more of a fancy fireplace here, right? So this is definitely a fancier fireplace. But it doesn't have the unique flower stuff that you pointed out. It also does a weird thing. Honestly, this is actually a little odd. This is supposed to be the barracks for, like, soldiers or servants and stuff. It's a bit weird that the flower image and the plant image gets flipped, if I'm being honest. Like, I don't know why exactly they felt the need to change that. Maybe to help differentiate it from the other one? It's a little weird, though, I will admit. And yeah, the beds are very plain. Like, they're normal, ordinary, commoner beds. Mm-hmm. Yeah, beds are less fancy, for sure. Alright. I'm gonna check one last thing. I want to check the building with the farm colonists who converted live and see if there's any fireplace there that I don't remember. I don't think there is, but you never know. Let's go to their house real quick. It's the only house we can enter after all. So it's our only, like, piece of reference. Oh god, I went the wrong way. I keep doing this! Why do I keep doing this? I can't believe I get myself lost every time I want to go up here. How embarrassing! Oh my god, I did it again! There we go. It's nothing in here, right? Yeah, there's no fancy... There's just the weird, you know, discount bar here. Huh! actually surprised we don't see this rug used a little more some places. Alright, let's do this. Wouldn't they be palace guards? If it was their barracks, it makes sense, a fancier, higher place. Yeah, but the rest of the area, like, denotes, you know, very simple, modest accommodations. You have the shared dining hall right next door to the bedroom. So, like, all of this sort of implies, you know, something a lot less, it's also separated, right? Like, Marika and Godfrey can go downstairs and then turn right and immediately enter their dining hall, right? Where they can eat their fancy food and stuff next to the kitchen, while everyone else is, like, separated. So, like, it paints a more modest picture of the people here, is what I'm trying to say. So I'm not sure if, like, fancy palace guards with the fireplace makes as much sense. Again, you can make it work. It's just whether you want to say, you know, it's soldiers, garrison, because there's definitely a garrison. You have horse stables and stuff outside this building, so it's clear this place was designed so that way, you know, you have Marika and Godfrey sleeping upstairs, and then, like, the servants / knights sleeping downstairs. But yeah, it's not the biggest deal if, like, the servants have a fancier fireplace than Godfrey, considering Godfrey's barbarian man who turned his room into a library. Okay, I'm not seeing anything else that is, like, really worth highlighting here. He's just ordering some bolts, Loki! Huh, give me one of those bolts. They work really great. I love to triple shot them. It's like, fuck you, man. I hate you. Wanna buy some perfume bolts? Loki, your lack of direction is admirable. Hey, man. At least I don't get myself lost like Acheron, okay? I'm at least better than Acheron, okay? And there's nothing here that I really want to... Say hi to... Oh. Do you really want to eat that, buddy? Okay, if that's what you want to do. I mean, who am I to stop you? So here's a cool thing, chat. Because we see the shadow people in one of those towns in the DLC with the Misbegotten Cleaver, it's possible we're going to see the Misbegotten's ancestors. Like, we might actually see, potentially, the people buried here. And that is an interesting idea, that we might get a glimpse into some of the farm colonies, even if it's like an isolated colony that may not necessarily be the same one that turned into Misbegotten, right? If you're at war with everyone, you probably would have a fortified vacation home. Yep, that's the idea, right? You know, take it over from the enemy, use it as like a nice little vacation home and stuff. Or, I guess to be fair, it would be their palace initially, then it becomes the vacation home once we enter proper peacetime, right? And then it's just that place that Marika and Godfrey can retire to when, you know, the courtly life is too much for them. It's hard to say because we don't have a firm indication. Again, I talked about my theory about, like, the one, you know, uncovered door up here in the priest, quote-unquote, corridor, next, connected to the sanctuary. The problem is that we were able to find a door in, like, one of the random blocks here. I forget where it is. I think it's maybe around here or something like that. Yeah, like someplace around here. So anyway, like, that theory ended up falling through. I can't defend it in that case, but it's one of those things where it's like, okay, it's clear that it's seen use well past modern Lane-Dell being built up. So at the very least, it's being continued use as a vacation-style holiday home. Say hi to the cannibalistic homeless Misbegotten. Yeah! Alright, alright. I think that covers everything, chat. I think we did fairly good, all things considered. Yeah, nothing special here. Alright, so in the future, we're probably going to take shots for Liurnian Wars next, because I actually don't know if I have a complete album for that. But yeah, we have to check that out. There's a lot of stuff I want to organize for that analysis too, so that'll be cool to work on. I'm sure Nardi's going to be happy just because I'm covering more Renala lore and stuff, but like, yeah, well, we're going to be covering more Liurnia in the near future. And then, what will be after Liurnian Wars? I guess I should start on Godfrey's final campaign in the south. Because I'm skipping Ancient Dragon War, like, that's a war I just can't be bothered, it'd be too boring for me. You check the Isolate Divine Tower for red roots? I have not. Okay, that's a good idea. Do I have that available on this character? I think I do. Yeah, I'm about to end things, so let's check for roots in this last location before we go. I don't remember if there's a grace point at the Divine Tower or not, so I'll just do it from here. There is not. Okay, yeah, there's nothing here. We have absolutely zilch to work with here. This is it. Is there any other path or anything we could have taken or whatever to get here? It's not here. It's not visible. We're done for. What type of rock is this, by the way? Let's take a shot of that, actually, just in case anyone recognizes it that's, just, you know, expert on that. Anyway, alright, chat. We're going to be ending it here. Thanks so much for you guys for helping, keeping me company, giving me good suggestions and stuff. Again, I always love having you in here. It really helps a lot, even though, you know what, I probably could take these shots faster if I didn't, you know, stream it or whatever. But you know what, this is more for my mental health as much as it is for, you know, quote-unquote work. So I appreciate it all the same. So